Welcome. So in this video, we'll be answering this question before us. It says, what volume of concrete is needed to make this pipe? Give your answer correct to 2 decimal places. So here is our pipe. Now let's look at it for a second. Hopefully you can see that a pipe is made up of this concrete on the outside, and then it has a hollow middle. So when it's saying we have to find the volume of concrete, what it's asking us to find is the volume of the shaded region. So this orangey bit, shaded region, is what we're after, because that equals the concrete. So that's what we're after. We're after the shaded region because that equals the concrete. But as you can see, there's a hollow bit in the middle. Look at this hollow bit. There's nothing there, because think of a pipe. The whole point of a pipe is that, water can run through it. So it needs to have that hollow bit inside. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to, let me grab another color, figure out the volume of the entire thing. So we're going to figure out the volume of entire cylinder. And then what we're going to do is we're going to subtract from that the volume of the hollow area, volume of, let me zoom out a bit, hollow, volume of hollow cylinder, let's call it that. And then what that's going to equal, what that will equal, is the concrete, or the shaded region. Because if we take the whole thing and then subtract away that hollow inside, then we'll just be left with the volume of the concrete here. So how are we going to do this? Well, let's begin by just reminding ourselves what the formula for the volume of a cylinder is. It's pi r squared h. Well, pi is that, times. Now, what is my radius? Remember, I'm looking at the entire cylinder here. So the diameter of the entire cylinder is 1.8. The diameter of the entire cylinder is 1.8. So that means the radius is going to be 1.8 divided by 2. So I'm just going to write that in. I'm going to let my calculator do all the heavy lifting. I'm just going to write that in, 1.8 divided by 2, because I know that I'm after the radius, not the diameter. They've given me the diameter. Then I'm going to times it by the height of this thing, which is 1.45. Then I'm going to come to my calculator. I'm going to go pi times brackets this 1.8 over 2, this button squared, times, whoops, I forgot to close my brackets. Close, times, whoop, and I messed up again. My bracket should go there, then I square it. So times 1.8 over 2, close bracket squared, because I want to square all of that. Then I'm going to times it by 1.45. Good. Pi times half the diameter squared times 1.45 is going to be equal to this number right here, 3.6898 dot dot dot. The next thing I'm going to do is find the volume of the hollow bit. Remember, pi r squared h, pi is still the same. Now, let's have a look here. They're telling me that the diameter of the hollow bit is 0.85. So what I'm going to have to do is go 0.85 divided by 2, because remember, I don't want the diameter. The formula says that I need to use my radius, so I'm going to have to half it or divide it by 2, same thing. Square that. Now my height is still the same, it's still 1.45, 1.45. Now I'm going to show you a little trick here. Actually, I'll type it out again. Ready? We're going to go pi times open bracket, this button, 0.85 divided by 2, close my brackets, then square it, be careful, times 1.45 is going to be equal to that right there. And remember, I'm going to subtract that from this number here. So this is 0.8228. Now I should be able to get my answer. Now, this is where I'm going to show you a trick here. This is going to be helpful. I want to go this number, subtract this number. Well, if we go up here, see how it highlights it? If I go up and up again, then I hit enter. See how it brings it down? How good is that? Minus, then I can go up, enter, brings that down. Then I can hit enter, and it gives me my answer. So instead of, just typing these back in, Because if I was to type them back in, I'm going to give the calculator like a rounded number of it, which is fine. I mean, it's still probably going to be accurate enough if you include enough decimals. But by doing it this way, I'm doing it exactly correctly. And I'm just going to avoid making any silly mistakes. All right, now I just have to write down what my answer is. So we come over here. It's going to be 2.8. Now, it said rounded to 2 decimal places, right? So it'll be 2.87. Because that 6 is going to round that 6 up to a 7. And then I should also put in the correct notation here. So it's going to be meters cubed. Meters cubed. 2.87 meters cubed, rounded to 2 decimals. Hopefully that made sense. Hopefully you feel comfortable using your calculator to do this and just like conceptually understanding it as well. A lot going on there. Hopefully it all made sense. I'll see you in the next one.